With the 61st pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Missouri cornerback Ennis Rakestraw. To my Mizzou fans, this is an awesome landing spot for Ennis Rakestraw. And if you're a Lions fan that has happened to stumble upon this video, hopefully you were able to get some good insight from me. I'm a Mizzou fan and someone that covers Missouri football. First, I want to say that Ennis Rakestraw, again, this is a great landing spot for him, in my opinion, because Dan Campbell is a great coach. This is a rising Super Bowl contender that needed help on the back end of their defense, and they bring in Ennis Rakestraw in the second round, who now gets to play opposite of Terrion Arnold to help shore up that secondary. I don't know if you can come up with a better landing spot for a kid like Ennis Rakestraw, who I think is going to need that kind of coaching from an energetic guy like Dan Campbell. But talking about Ennis Rakestraw, the player, I know a lot of Mizzou fans were upset because he kind of fell a little bit. He was someone who started off going in the first round on a lot of mock drafts. A lot of draft analysts loved him, had him as a top 5 cornerback in this draft. And I still firmly believe that Ennis Rakestraw is a first round talent. But unfortunately, poor pre-draft testing and injury concerns knocked him down to the second round, which makes this pick a really great value for the Lions. I mean, there's not too many corners that, were projected better than Ennis Rakestraw that you could have gotten at pick 61. So, again, really good value. But Rakestraw, yeah, tested kind of poorly in the pre-draft process, didn't have a great RAS score. That said, he did pull his groin during the draft combine. I don't think he was able to get it healthy enough by pro day, but I thought I saw a RAS score floating around somewhere that had him as like an 8.3 RAS if you included his pro day number, so it looks like he did improve his numbers a little bit, but I know he dropped a little bit because of that. Teams were kind of concerned. They were concerned about the medicals, and I get that. But if Rakestraw is able to stay healthy, I think he will end up being a first-round talent for the Detroit Lions. You'll see that on the field for them. And he's someone that I think is going to have a long NFL career. First of all, he's got pretty good length, man. I mean, you look at his size. The weight is a little bit slight, but he's got good length. I think he's got good press man ability. And then you look at the 40-yard dash, and some people are going to say, oh, well, he can't be an outside corner because he doesn't run fast enough. I do think you have to take into account the injuries during the pre-draft testing. Coming out of that Mizzou program, the word that I heard was that he's one of the fastest guys on the team that was coming out of fall camp, someone that ran like a high 4.3, low 4.4s, 40-yard dash. Obviously, we didn't see that, but I do believe his speed is a lot better than what we saw at the combine at his pro day, which was a mid to high 4.5. I just believe he's faster than that. And if you watched his tape and if you watched Missouri games last year, the guy was a complete lockdown corner. Teams didn't really throw at him. I mean, Chris Abrams-Drain, a lot of people thought was the better Mizzou corner, but he got thrown at a lot more, so he was able to make more plays on the ball, and he had more flashy plays, which is why people thought he was the better corner, and he might still be. We'll see what happens, but it's because no one threw at Rakestraw. People didn't want to go his way, and then on top of it, he's a great tackler, really good tackler, is able to get physical, and if there are any cons about Ennis Rakestraw, it's that physicality maybe has led to some of his injuries that could have otherwise been avoided. So I'm not really concerned about Ennis Rakestraw, the player. I believe he's a better athlete than what his RAS score indicates, than what his combine performance indicates. I think the Lions are getting a good athletic player here in a day and age where everyone's worried about athleticism, and you got to have sufficient athleticism to be able to be a really good cornerback in the NFL. I don't think you have to worry about that, though. I think it's just the health part that you have to be concerned about with Ennis Rakestraw. Otherwise, his skill set translates really well to the NFL. But this is a guy who's going to bat a lot of balls down. Ennis Rakestraw didn't have a lot of interceptions at Missouri, but again, people didn't really throw at him. But he was a part of a Missouri secondary that led the nation in passes defended. Both him and Chris Abrams-Drain were really good at that. And then if you go and watch Ennis Rakestraw's tape or even just his highlights, you'll see him land a lot of big hits. He's not afraid to get his head in there, which is, again, why I think he's a really good fit for Dan Campbell, just kind of that toughness. I know that Brad Holmes, Lions GM, referred to him as a dog in the post-draft press conference, and I just love that, and I definitely think that fits Ennis Rakestraw. So I don't have too many gripes with this game, and I don't think Lions fans should either. He's going to take some time to develop, of course. I think, he is a guy that was only a 3-star recruit out of high school, but gained some big interest late. Ended up committing to Mizzou over Texas and over Alabama. Nick Saban really wanted him late in the process, but he chose to stay at Missouri or go to Missouri, even though they just went through a coaching change. He ended up playing against Alabama in his first ever start as a freshman and actually held his own against Jalen Waddle. So, you can go back as far as his freshman tape and you saw good things from him. But yeah, that was a big jump up in competition for him, and he kind of learned on the fly. I think he'll learn really quickly in the Lions defense, and not having as much pressure on him, being able to play alongside Terrion Arnold now, I think is a really good thing. This is a really good situation for him to go to. So not too many bad things to say about the Lions selecting Ennis Rakestraw. Great landing spot, great team, great fit. So hopefully Lions fans were able to get some stuff from this. And then for Mizzou fans, hey, Ennis Rakestraw, second-round pick so far. Eli Drinkwitz has produced a pick in every single round of the NFL draft. So real good stuff. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this pick for the Detroit Lions. With all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more people can find this. And make sure you check out my work on showmeafootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com for more. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.